Estate living comes with a host of perks, like a wonderful sense of community, calmness, and beautifully landscaped gardens. Sometimes inviting that tranquility in means you need to call on an interior designer to elevate your house to finest home status.
South African homes have truly come into their own over the last few decades. Generic imitations have made way for modern masterpieces and character-filled spaces. Finest Homes explores these creations, talking to the visionaries who are bringing them to life. Join us as we explore some of these spaces, showcasing the architecture, interior design, and the landscape design.
I'm your host, Balisa Dembe, and this is Finest Homes.
In today's episode of Finest Homes, I'm visiting a leafy estate in Somerset West. Located between Helderberg Mountain and the Atlantic Ocean, the lush greenery of a well-manicured estate is the perfect setting for today's feature home. With a desire for more bedrooms, the owner called the Mood Collectives to update and elevate their home.
Cynthia, what an incredible foyer. When it came to the client's brief, what was it on this project?
You know, Pali, it was a very simple brief, actually. So the client said to me, bring back the house to life. Elevate the spaces that are open and just showcase beautiful pieces that are functional and easy to use.
And once you did understand the client's needs, how did you see yourself elevating the design?
You know, the minute I see a house, my vision kind of comes to life, and I visualize this place very much neutral textures and comfortable, spending time with friends and family, so that it feels like a home for them.
Cynthia, when you first stepped on site, what did you see?
When I came in, it felt quite outdated. It was darker colors. It was a mix and match of all kinds of different styles, and it just didn't feel welcoming. So, for example, it had an extra kitchen, an office. It only had 2 bedrooms. So we changed the office and the kitchen into extra bedrooms. Now it's a 4-bedroom home, which is amazing because the clients loves to entertain, to have family here, accommodate extra friends, and it's a big family home, literally.
And now with the new layout, can you please break down what that is?
We literally now have a 4-bedroom home, which leads up to a kitchen and open plan living and dining area. Then in the first floor, we changed the office to an extra bedroom and added an ensuite bathroom. And then up the stairs, there's an TV area that's more private for the owners, and their walk-in closet, their bedroom, and their bathroom.
Moving from the double volume entrance hall, the house boasts a sense of grandiose thanks to the wide passages and architectural arches.
Cynthia, what a beautiful and light living space. What was the design approach when it came to the kitchen?
You know, Pali, the owners were actually very happy with the kitchen layout. However, we needed to bring it into a new version of the kitchen. So it had very heavy stones cladded onto the wall, granites on the top, very thick ones. So we decided to take that off to bring the color in. We sprayed all the doors in white, and we added a new island, which we added extra fridges, again, because the client loves to entertain, extra storage space for wine, and re-elevating the kitchen.
And you've already touched base on the color palette. I've seen that you've decided to go with whites and neutral tones.
Yes. Yeah, The client's brief was to elevate the spaces and to open up the spaces and bring in light. That's why the neutral tones and the whites, a white, clean kitchen is just so beautiful, so simple, but very elegant. And just to give it a little bit more of a modern touch, we added the black handles.
And leading from the kitchen with the archways towering over us, we are met by the most exquisite dining room.
Yes, coming back to the arched openings, they were actually here. So we just, again, by painting the spaces in white, elevating these beautiful modern arches, and coming into the dining area, which is literally the heart of the home. Our clients love texture, and so we added this beautiful solid oak timber table, which has enough space to accommodate so many friends and family. And by adding leathered benches and very comfortable textured dining chairs, it just brings so much life to the space, but it warms it up.
And the dining room space opens up quite easily to the outside and the living area.
Yes, the clients are actually here during the summer months, and you will see those doors are always open. And as you can see, it's quite minimalistic, but each piece literally has its place, and and we want to let it shine. If you look, for example, at the very sleek light fitting, the pendant, we didn't want to overwhelm the space, but I wanted a feature in this room that just gives it a little bit of a detail. And if you also look at the beautiful bespoke glass cabinets that just, again, elevate the space and showcases a beautiful glass selection. And it's easy for them when they entertain here to take out things and add to the table.
And you know what, Cynthia? I love how the color of the flooring ties all the spaces together. Was that here before?
Yes, it was. And I'm glad that you mentioning the floor, because it was quite a challenge at the beginning. It hadn't been maintained for quite a while, so travertine becomes quite porous and yellow. And it was a question from the beginning, because it can be quite a big expense changing floors. And then we came up with the idea of bringing a company in that just can resand and reseal the floors, and we put a little bit of a grey wash on it, so now it's such a beautiful natural tone.
Absolutely.
Stay with us as after the break, we explore more of this modern classic home.
In today's episode of Finest Homes, we're visiting a renowned house in a tree-lined estate in Somerset West. With a need for a general update and a request to increase the amount of bedrooms, the owner called on creative studio, The Mood Collectives. Before the break, we explored the double-volume entrance hall, as well as the first floor where the kitchen, dining and formal lounge flow effortlessly from one to the other.
Cynthia, what a warm and inviting space. I certainly see myself kicking back and relaxing here.
Absolutely, Polly. It was actually quite clean slate, that space, except if you look at the fireplace, it was a very bold French stone fireplace. And this space was literally just an open, loose fitting in there. So what we started to approach is, again, this is a formal lounge. Our clients wanted to entertain here, so it needed enough space to seat friends and family and have also storage. So this unit, for example, is custom designed and custom built in, which has a beautiful display on this side and some storage inside there, which is elevated by the beautiful LED lights. Coming to this side, we literally broke off the existing fireplace borders and framed. It was a beautiful marble piece, and then brought in the drawers, the timber drawers, and the display unit again, bringing storage and display space. Then if you look at the beautiful custom designed couches, which are just comfortable and neutral colors again, but full of texture and warmth. You can lie on it, you can sit on it. It's just so amazing for entertainment. And we love to be functional. So for example, now the ottoman with a coffee table over it, you can move the coffee table if you want it. You can put your feet on the ottoman. Again, neutral. It's warm tones. But when you look at the occasional chair, we love also to bring in a little bit of color, just to elevate, and that's a fun part. So when the kids come there, it can move, and just it's again scatter cushions just to make it more homey. And another beautiful piece is, for example, the trolley as well that was custom designed for the selection of the owners' gins and wines, which can be moved around and be placed anywhere they need it.
The owners also seem to have quite an eclectic taste in art.
Absolutely. So what they actually asked us to incorporate their art pieces to the space. They love to travel South Africa and explore new places. So every time they go places, they bring something back that is a memory of, what they've seen.
And how were you able to marry the indoor-outdoor entertaining?
What was amazing that literally the travertine is also laid outside. So that makes it very seamless for the look to flow to the outside. And then we added a couple of beautiful sun lounges for the pool area. And we also worked on the landscaping as well, taking out some old things, adding new flowers and refreshing the garden, which will be grown in a couple of months to a beautiful greenery outside. Also, this balustrade used to be a very heavy metal balustrade, and we replaced it with a beautiful glass balustrade that is so minimalistic but just gorgeous. And coming to the first floor, we again added a custom design leather occasional chair that can be used just to spend some time reading the newspaper, for example. And this used to be the old office, and we changed it to an additional bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. If you go inside there, you will see it has the most gorgeous views.
Oh, wow, what a cozy pajama lounge.
Absolutely, and this is actually one of our favorite spaces. So it's more private for the client, and it's their TV lounge. So it's supposed to be very calming, restful, as you can see on the color palette. It's very light, neutral colors, but very textural. So it feels still warm. And when you look at this beautiful feature fireplace, where we again use the marble feature to clad the fireplace, and then use a beautiful textured wallpaper just to bring in warmth. As you can see, we don't have that much storage here. So to bring less focus onto the TV, we added this beautiful sleek sideboard onto the wall for additional storage.
There are also balconies on either side of the pajama lounge.
Yes, which is obviously, if you can see, the incredible views on both sides. And the clients just love to sit out there and enjoy a glass of wine and relax.
I love these incredible artworks on the wall.
Absolutely, Pali, and you won't believe it. The owners themselves took those pictures when they were traveling to Botswana. And because we have our own framing studio at our showroom, I immediately needed those to showcase into the space, which you see, they were taken obviously in color. And to blend it in and not overpowering the space, we decided to print them into black and white, which is just so beautiful in the neutral color palette that we used.
After the break, I sit down with Cynthia to talk about design details that are relevant to today's featured home. In today's episode of Finest Homes, I'm visiting a house in lush green Somerset West, a house that enjoys mountain and ocean views, but that needed an update to accommodate the owner's love for entertaining and hosting friends. The creative team of the Mood Collectives were called in to transform, refine, and elevate the house. Before the break, we explored the different living areas, each space unique within its own right, but with a considered design that threads them all together.
And Cynthia, when it came to the bedrooms,
Yes, if you look at the master bedroom, which is a beautiful big space, it actually had a timber flooring before, but the clients preferred a soft flooring, so we changed the floor-to-floor into floor-to-floor carpet. And then because it's such a beautiful big space, we could add a large bed, a upholstered bed that is so luxurious and comfortable with big timber pedestals on the side. Yeah, and the beautiful featured lights, the pendants that hang over the pedestals in a black detail. And then literally the highlight of the room is not the biggest, but the occasional chair, which has a very simple design, but the boucle color and the orange we used is just make it, it's a standout feature piece.
the attention to detail is truly incredible. But moving into the guest bedroom, was the treatment any different?
It was different. We have now 3 guest bedrooms, which in this situation we like to keep them most of it's the same, and they are not so big. And they all had to have big beds. So we look at the detail to give them warmth and to make them a little bit bigger, using textured wallpaper, a beautiful, just plain, but again, textured headboard, and some loose rugs, and also some mirrors, just to make the space look bigger.
And they do say that a kitchen and a bathroom do sell a home. So what was your design approach when it came to the bathrooms?
So all the 3 guest bedrooms have ensuite bathrooms. And the start of the color palette actually came from the travertine. That was our first point, because the house has, most of it is a travertine. So we wanted a flow. So we literally paired it again with neutral tiles on the floor, that kind of picking up on the darker accent of the travertine. And then in the showers, we used the same tile, but in a gloss, just to make it a little bit more luxurious. And then using black trimmings and beautiful beveled edge mirrors. And then in your bathroom accessories, using a black detail again. And coming to the main bathroom, that one was supposed to be the highlight, because it's a beautiful open space. You have the views over the mountains and the beautiful gardens. And we wanted to pick up on the marble detail again, and beautiful cabinetry, and a large shower that just feels spacious, and a freestanding bath where you can rest and relax and enjoy the views.
Simple, classic, and timeless.
Absolutely.
Now, what were some of the challenges when it came to this renovation?
I think always a challenge is to keep within the client's budget, especially with renovations. You never know what we find, and then also make sure that we spend the money wisely on good quality and things that elevate the space.
You have certainly highlighted the custom pieces and furniture that you have brought in throughout the space. Now, what does that allow you when it comes to the design?
It's amazing because that allows us to have the proper dimensions and the furniture that we see in the space. So most of these pieces that we made for the client are custom designed and especially created for these spaces. What we also love to do is incorporate local designers into our designs as well.
Now, using a neutral color palette, how have you been able to keep it interesting throughout the home?
As I said right at the beginning, the travertine was our starting point, and which just automatically leads us to using a neutral palette that's not overwhelming but warm and welcome. And to not make it boring, we're adding layers and textures of different materials and timbers.
And Cynthia, in your opinion, what makes for a finest home?
In my opinion, I believe that it's the package that brings everything together. It's literally a continuous flow where all pieces work together, and it doesn't matter where you're in the house, you feel and you can see the continuous flow of the design and elements.
That's it for this week's episode of Finest Homes. Do join us again next week as we bring you more inspirational design.